Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is Kim Dahnke, the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor. And I'm so glad that you are here with me so that we can go over the grocery list, the recipe library, how to add foods to the grocery list, recipes to the grocery list, and how to edit and print our grocery list. It's going to be awesome. If you are on Facebook, please take a second to say hello and hit the share button. That share button, it's free for you to hit. Okay. Share now. Doesn't cost you a penny, but it helps us so very, very much. So if you are willing to help get this God honoring lifestyle out there to other people, we would love it. So please, hey, Mama's over on Facebook. And if you are in the Zoom room, set your chat to everyone and then say hello, just like Kim Vaughn just did. And we're going to give it one more minute before we get started, just to let a few people get in here. And who has had a perfect day today? Let me know if you've had a perfect Shibboleth day. If you are watching this for the very first time, the first class is always free. And then we do encourage you to get a membership. I mean, a membership right now is for a lifetime, and it is only $65. Yes, I'm silent right now because that is like the most amazing deal. $65 for a lifetime of support and updated websites and all those things. It's absolutely amazing. Whenever we update the recipe library, the food library, the restaurant guide, you get all of that, all the new teaching, you get everything for $65. So if you don't have that yet, go to myshibboleth.com, myshibboleth.com, SHIBBOLETH. And let's see who else is on Facebook with me. Hey, Sherry and Susan. Susan had a perfect day, and Sherry had a perfect day. Hey, there's another Sherry. I love my friend Sherry Stoneman, y'all. She's amazing to me. She lives in a semi-trailer. She drives a semi across country. I mean, she's just amazing. All the things that she's done in her life. I mean, breaking the barriers with being a lady driving a tractor trailer, and lives in that semi, and she's lost 50 pounds. 50 pounds. If she can do it in her semi, we can all do it in our homes. I can tell you that. Hey, Ray, glad you're here. Okay. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen like I always do, and we are headed to Fast Track. Fast Track is the place where you want to be. This is where everybody starts, in Fast Track. And if they don't start in Fast Track, I think you're kind of slowing yourself down a little bit in learning everything, because Fast Track is just an organized, very methodical little checklist of things to do. You'll always know where you are. And if you, oh, awesome, Sherry. Sherry's going to be in Conyers Friday. It's about an hour away. Maybe you drive your truck right on up here to Kennesaw and come see us. So I really want y'all to be working your way through Fast Track. And it might seem a little homeworky, but oh well, it is what it takes to get the knowledge into your mind. You've got to actually do things to learn it and understand it. It doesn't just happen by osmosis. It happens by actions. So we're going to do those actions. All right. So tonight we're doing lap 4, and we're going to look at the grocery list first. But before you can add anything to a grocery list, you have to have a grocery list created. That's why the very first action item here is to create a grocery list. So we're going to click here. This is taking us right to grocery lists. But when you are no longer in what am I saying? When you are no longer in Fast Track, you're going to find your grocery list here in this green button, resources, foods, and recipes. Okay, and y'all, my phone just told me I have 20% battery. So if you're on Facebook and I lose you, come on over to the Zoom room, because I got my juice plugged in to my computer. Okay. All right, so you're going to find this in this green tab. There's going to be lots of wonderful and fun resources in that green tab for you. All right, so the very first thing you do to create a grocery list is you click Add Grocery List. And then you pick a date for which you want the grocery list to be on, and then you just pick a grocery store. I'm going to pick Publix this week. and hit create. Look how quick that was. Now I can check that off because that was the task, to simply create a grocery list. One suggestion is that if you go to multiple stores, go ahead and create one for Publix, create one for Ingles, create one for Food Lion or wherever you shop, create one for Piggly Wiggly, wherever it is that you shop. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a food item from the food library to the grocery list. Okay, so for practice, I want you to have picked at least 3 items from the food library and add it to one of your grocery lists. Adding a food item to the grocery list can be done from 2 places. It's at the end of the listing, that listed out listing, or once you open the listing, it's in there as well. So if you know you want it, you can just click the button at the end of the listing. But if you need to know more information about that product before you decide to put it in your grocery list, open up the item and then you could click it in there if you decide, yeah, I want to get that. Okay, so we're going to click right here, and I would like to take the first three items that I see y'all tell me either on Zoom or Facebook. We're going to look them up. So tell me this is something you've been curious about. Let me know. We're going to look them up and we're going to put them into the So I'm waiting for responses. Somebody in the Zoom room or Facebook, the first 3 that I see. I know we got some folks on here. I got 10 people in the Zoom room and I can't tell how many on Facebook. So I'm waiting for y'all to tell me to look something up. This one's interactive tonight, so y'all wake up your typing fingers. Somebody's got to be curious. Y'all don't make me do all the work. Okay, so Melissa, I had trouble finding sugar-free pudding. Okay, and pasta. Okay, all right. Got pasta and sugar-free pudding. So let's just type in pasta. I'm waiting for it to generate. Okay, so there's pasta. We got 83 results. You know, I want the best of the best pastas to start off with. So I'm going to do -2, -3. Now, sometimes you want to buy a product and you think, well, I don't know if that's at Publix. You could just put it in your Publix grocery list. It's really, you could even name your grocery list the week name. And that way, if you have to go to a couple of places, you just go to a couple of places, you know, to get your food. So let's just click on this edamame spaghetti pasta noodles and scroll down. I'm actually going to scroll down and see if nobody says, oh, it's got Sprouts or all Shibboleth stores right there. That's weird. This changed yesterday. That store was there. Wonder if somebody changed that up. That's interesting. So Sprouts are all Shibboleth stores. So I'm just gonna throw this one in there. So if I want to add it from the inside of here, see that grocery list button? You just click there. Oh, they did something. Oh my gosh, they did something. So used to you had to create a grocery list first, and I put this request in last year. So we've had a lot of development going on. So right now you can go ahead and create a grocery list straight from there. So I actually need to change Fast Track just a little bit. So, but I'm going to go ahead and choose the Publix one that I already created. But if I didn't already create it, I can go ahead and create a new one right there. Yay. Awesome. Y'all just saw me see something new on the website. Okay, and then let's go to sugar-free pudding. I might just need to put pudding in there. We'll see. Okay, Jello, sugar-free, fat-free pudding, any flavor. I'm actually going to heart that. I might like to get that. And then you hit add to grocery list. From here, you can just add it to the grocery list. Okay, but let's click here and see if we can help Melissa out. Now it's only going to tell you it's a +1 on the weight loss meter, and it can be used as a snack. And you would only make this with fat-free Fairlife milk or Kroger Carb Master milk. That's the only way you can do that. Let's come. There's some recipes that are included there. And yeah, they switched this around. I don't know why that looks silly, but anyway, so we've got Kroger, Publix, Ingles, Walmart, Super Target, Winn-Dixie, Food Line. So it looks like you should be able to find that out and about, Melissa. Okay, so let's move on. So now we've added a couple of food items. Now, y'all, if y'all participate, I'll look more things up, but we're going to look up recipes. Really, that's the most important thing tonight. But you just click that button once you've added a few items to the grocery list. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually take care of this task and this task at the same time. So we're going to familiarize ourselves with the recipe library. We're going to search the recipe library for some of our favorites, but I'm really going to show you the way that it's laid out and the ways to search. This is a database built by our Shibboleth family. As you are exploring, please heart each recipe you think you might like to try. Hearting the recipe adds it to your personal favorites, which can be found in your My Journal tab or the My Favorites tab in the recipe library. And then right here, it simply says, add a recipe to the grocery list. Well, we're going to do that while we are exploring the recipe library. But I do want to read the little black box because see, the black box tells you all the good stuff. This is so cool. Each recipe required ingredient can be added to a grocery list with the click of a button. Once the recipe has been opened, you click the green Add to Grocery List button. So we're going to go ahead and click here. This is taking us directly to the recipe library, but when you are no longer in Fast Track, the recipe library is going to be in that green Resources, Foods, and Recipes tab. Okay, so right here, if you heart things, if you heart recipes, it's going to show up in My Favorites over here on the top right-hand side. That's actually very important to do because if you are looking through the recipe library, it doesn't have to be a favorite to heart it. It really just needs to be something that you think you might want to try, because if you heart it, it goes over there and it's easier for you to find. If you don't heart it, then you might have a hard time finding it again in the future. Maybe you don't remember what it was called and everything. So go ahead and just heart it. Heart things freely. Put them in there. Once you make it, if you end up not liking it, then you could just take it, just unheart it. Okay. So the way that this page is laid out is we have these beautiful pictures here: Mexican pizza, barbecue pork loin chops, Parmesan chicken, slow cooker Cajun cabbage, French farmhouse, garlic chicken, Southwestern chicken chili, Proti pizza bites, and green beans with lemon and garlic. Okay, those pictures are dynamic, meaning every time you come back to the recipe library, those pictures change. So you can do one of two things. You can, if you want to make Mexican pizza, you can jot Mexican pizza down on a piece of paper. And then after you've kind of clicked around and done other things, you can search right there. Because if I click on Mexican pizza, watch this. I click on Mexican pizza, and then let's just say that I go back. There's all new pictures. So if there were other things that you were hoping to look up and you were hoping to find them when you went back, they're not going to be there. That's why you want to jot them down. But then recently, somebody told me to do something else. So let's say that I see these Parmesan baked zucchini and squash spears, and I'm interested in seeing those. If I right click on that circle, I can click Open Link in New Tab, and it will open it up in this new tab right there, which is great. And I can come to that in just a minute, but that page is still there. But if I pop off of this page within the website, it won't be there. I did make this cream spinach one time. It was really good. Okay, so these pictures are just some appealing pictures that you can say, okay, I'm interested in making that. Obviously, there is a recipe library search area, and the search area is going to search for words in the title of the recipe. So if you wanted to find recipes that could be made with chicken, if you put chicken in there, it's only going to pull up recipes that have chicken in the name of it. So if you want to find chicken for sure, I would go to the food library, look up chicken, scroll down just a little bit, and you'll see page after page after page of things we've made with chicken. Okay, and that's a really great way to, like, if you say, oh, I've got chicken in my freezer, what could I make with that chicken? Go to chicken, look at the recipes. All right, so there's your search bar. And then you have any cookbook is separated by sections. So you've got appetizer, breakfast, condiments, desserts, and so forth. So there's your sections right there. Hello, Shibboleth. And if you are looking at this on a phone, you're going to see it on the right hand side. That's the way that it's going to be laid out on the right hand side. Okay, right here on this recently added, this is a very popular area. So if you're a person who loves the recipes, come to the recently added area quite frequently and see what was recently added so that you can check them out and see if you want to heart them. If you are looking at this on a computer or a tablet, then you can see appetizer right there, and it's going to list out everything that's in the appetizer section. And if you continue to scroll down, you would see the heading or section name of breakfast and then everything that's listed in breakfast and so forth. But if you just wanted to quickly jump to a section, you could click right here on side dish, and it would take you to side dishes only. So we're going to wait for that to generate so you can see that. Now it's brought up the side dishes. Well, what's great about that is once you've clicked on that, you can actually just make, like, say, I want side dishes that are -1 to -3. And so I can just set my little weight loss meter right there, and I have to hit the set button, and now it's going to generate the foods that are -1 to -3, the recipes that are. We'll give that a second to do that. Thank you, Patty. Thank you for sharing. And so now we have everything just kind of listed out, and we can kind of scroll down and just read them and see if we would like them. We can heart them and all kinds of stuff. Okay. So, but we're going to look at these in a different way. I'm going to click on these filters. Do you see this filters right here? If you click right here on filters, you've got filters for cooking for 1 to 2 people, cooking for the family, crock pot, few ingredients, and no bake recipes. And there's another search bar right there too, which is really great. Okay, so let's just say we want to look for crock pot meals. And I would love for y'all to type in something that is a favorite of yours. Maybe if you're a member, you've got a favorite, but if you are a brand new member, I mean, if you're an experienced member and you're here, you might have a favorite. But if you're a brand new member, tell me something that you want me to look up, and I'll see if we can find something that would be for that. So let's see, barbecue roast. Okay, it's chicken and dumplings. We do have lots of several recipes for that. But right here, I clicked on crock pot. Do you see how this is at green now? That is a filter that has been chosen, and the green color shows you that it's been chosen. If you want to see the best recipes in that, you can set your little weight loss meter for that. It's going to regenerate my list. Once it has regenerated the list, do you see this WLM button, little field right here? If I click in that field, it's going to put them all in order according to the weight loss meter. So I've got my -3s at the top, and then I have all of my -2s. Well, I thought, and we've got 3 pages right there. So let's look right here at the best crock pot barbecue chicken. 379 other people have said they like it. It's got a 5 rating. And it also is in the Walmart. 99% of the ingredients come from Walmart. So that would be an easy grocery shopping experience. So let's go there. If you want to print the recipe, you click the print button, and you can click print. If it's a -2 on the weight loss meter, it looks really good. So you do 1 cup of approved barbecue sauce, and there's a suggestion for you right there, but you could use any approved barbecue sauce. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1/2 cup of fat-free Italian dressing, a quarter cup of Truvia brown sugar blend, 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and salt to taste. Okay. So one of the things that I love about the way these ingredients are is that they don't just stop at the ingredients. There's also a link, because part of what we're doing in this nutritional adventure is learning about foods. Well, maybe you weren't really sure about what Truvia brown sugar blend is because you've just never looked at that type of stuff. You can click there and you can go right to Truvia brown sugar blend. You can see what it would look like. You can see that it's considered a condiment. Okay, that's good. So we'll go hit the back button, and then maybe that you go, okay, there's the chicken breast. That's a category 1. All right. And let's see, there's your directions. I'm not going to read the directions. 2 to 6 ounces is a serving. And this would be a category 1 lean protein with a condiment. The pictures definitely help, Lindsay. Yeah, give you an idea of what it is you're looking for in the grocery store, so you don't feel like you're on Supermarket Sweep. That Supermarket Sweep television show has come back on. I don't know if anybody else watches that, but I love Supermarket Sweep. So you serve it on an approved category 2 bread with approved coleslaw using Walden Farms mayo for a delicious meal. Now, obviously, if you don't like coleslaw, you don't have to eat it with coleslaw, but you could. So that's wonderful. That's very, very good. And then if you want to see if there's any comments below, I like looking at the comments because it does help you see if somebody else ran into an issue when making that. You can save yourself some trouble if you just will read those. Okay. So I actually think this sounds delicious. So I'm going to heart this. Okay. I'm going to save that as a favorite. And this is where I would add this to my grocery list. I am so excited that that new area has been added. Okay. So I click add to grocery list. So that was a great choice right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and look up chicken. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in, I know this might look weird. I'm just typing in dump, because if I type in dump, it's going to pick up dumplings. Even if dumplings was spelled, some different way, I'm just going to look. Okay. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 recipes that are chicken and dumplings. And then we even have a recipe that's got the word dump in it. Instant pot dump and go ranch pork chops. Those sound good too. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look at these I'm going to look at these chicken and dumplings. Okay, there's 3 of them with a -1 on the weight loss meter and 1 with a 0. Okay, so I might be more likely to do those. Now, the count of likes, I want you to know that doesn't mean, like right here, this one has 24 likes. Well, maybe this one was put in the system a few years after this one with 471 likes. Okay. This one just probably means it's been in the system a lot longer. But hey, I like 471 likes. So let's click on here. And it's a -1 on the weight loss meter. Okay. So you need 1 pound of cooked shredded chicken breast, 2 to 4 tablespoons of ghee butter or MCT oil, poultry seasoning or salt, pepper and garlic to season chicken, 1 cup of Carb Quick. And if you don't know what Carb Quick is, you click there, you go there and you see. 2 cups of chicken broth, and it says any brand. 1 can of fat-free or reduced fat cream of chicken. Now, this doesn't say fat-free chicken broth, but I'd probably do that myself. And then ground black pepper to taste. Okay, so I'm not going to read the directions, but let's come down here to serving notes. So you can have 1 to 1.5 cups of this, and it gives you the categories. This is a category 1 plus 2. The 1 is the chicken, and the Carb Quick is your fibrous carb. That's amazing. And a condiment. So you got some condiment in there. You may have up to 1 cup if you would want to add a category 2 vegetable or side salad, or 1.5 cups alone. So you can make a decision about that. I think I want to add this to my grocery list. So there we go. I'm going to do that. And then I want to go back because I want to see what this is, this Instant Pot dump and go ranch pork chops. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. That's really great for a a recipe. So it's a -3, 2 pounds of boneless pork chops, 1 ounce of ranch dressing mix, 10.5 ounces of fat-free cream of chicken soup, and 1 1/4 cups of water. Okay, and this is 1 in a condiment. So obviously, if you've got 1 in a condiment, then you could put a category 2 with it. You could actually even put a category 3 with it. So when something is a part of a meal, you can add to it according to the combination chart. And I'm going to put this in the grocery list. And I'm going to heart that. I think it sounds good. All right. So Nancy says for us to look up meatloaf. So I'm going to put in meatloaf. All right. So we've got meatloaf, lots and lots of meatloaf options. 21 meatloaf options. Meatloaf's pretty popular. So what we're going to do is I like to just see these things in order. It helps me just methodically organize things. So I'm going to hit that weight loss meter, let it generate them and put them in order. So if you see one that does not have a weight loss meter in there, feel free to comment in the recipe and say, hey, what would the weight loss meter be on this? But keep in mind that from the very beginning, we weren't putting the weight loss meter in on every recipe. That's something that Travis thought of later, and he started putting them in. So if you're missing something, it might just be that it's just not there. And if you're really curious about it, you can ask in the comment section, and Kim Shibboleth will answer. Okay, so we've got all these negative numbers right here. You got 2 negatives. Then you got some -2s and some -1s. But at this point, what I'm also doing is I'm scanning over to that number of likes section. And I think I want to look at this 220 likes at 4.3. Let's check out meatloaf number 2. Okay, well, meatloaf number 2's picture is very appealing to me with that ketchup on top. I like baked ketchup on top of a meatloaf. Oh, and look, I already have this one hearted, so let's see if I've made this before. I don't know. Okay, a pound and a half of lean ground beef, and look, it's even letting you use a category 4. 1 whole egg or a 1/4 cup of egg whites, a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. So it says 1 slice of category 2 bread toasted, and then you would just make it into crumbs. And then a 1/4 cup of chopped onions. If you do not like to chop onions and things like that, like me, I go to Ingles and they already have them chopped for me. And I just pick up the little container and done. I don't have to do all the crying. 2 tablespoons of reduced sugar ketchup and salt and pepper to taste. Look at those directions. Preheat oven, mix all the ingredients, shape into a loaf or press into a small baking dish, bake for an hour. I like that. This is a category 4 +2 plus condiment. If you wanted it to be a little bit leaner, you could use a category 1. Hey, Deborah, you could use a category 1. And then you could add a vegetable, category 2 vegetable or side salad to this. But if you do a category 1, you could even add a category 3 to it. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do with that. Okay. So I'm going to add that to the grocery list. Okay. So let's close that. I'm going to look at these. Did we look at these? I don't know. Zucchinis, quartered lengthwise, 2 yellow squash, quartered lengthwise, and then it gives you some seasonings to use and tells you how to do that. And this is a category 2. So what's great about this is if you want to eat this with those pork chops we just looked at a couple of recipes ago, that was a category 1 and a condiment. You could have a 1 and a 2. That would be a delicious meal, be a very delicious meal. So I'm going to add those to my grocery list, and I'm going to heart it. Not that I'm saying it's a favorite yet, but it does move it to my favorites for me to find easily in the future. Okay, so I'm going to click that one off, and I think I opened up something else a second ago that I want to look at. Oh, maybe I already did. Okay, so I'm going back to the recipe library, and look how our pictures changed again, right? Our pictures changed again. So Does somebody else want to give me a suggestion of what to look up in this recipe library? Anybody have something that they are afraid they are not going to be able to have on Shibboleth? You're like, I'm going to start this thing and I won't be able to eat any good things. Well, we can see we've got chicken and dumplings on here. We've got meatloaf. Lindsay says, I love the forgotten chicken recipe. Okay, well, let's have a look at that. And since there's pretty unique name in that, forgotten, I can go ahead and just type in forgotten probably and do that. Okay, Angelia says lollipops. Okay, so we sell the Candy Creek lollipops at the store. And I just had some, Angelia. I'm not a big lollipop person, but the sticks had come off of them. And so I ate 2 of them and they were so good. They were so good. Okay, Debbie, we'll look up some desserts. Okay, awesome. All right, so there's the amazing forgotten chicken. It's a main dish. It's a -2 on the weight loss meter, 751 likes. So I think it's been around a while. It's got an average rating of 4. So let's click there. And you're going to do 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast, 2 cups of miracle rice. And if you do not know what miracle rice is, you just simply click there and you go, okay, miracle rice. It's a fibrous carb. It could also be used as a freebie. Remember, we don't put freebies with meals. You would call this a category 2 in this situation. And this is gluten-free. Okay, so miracle rice. Now, I do want to let y'all know, oh, good. Lindsay says that she used riced cauliflower and couldn't taste the difference. Yes. And the miracle rice, there's a special way that you need to make those. So you want to read the instructions on that. And I would probably be more likely to use that riced cauliflower myself, Lindsay. Okay, and then you get 1 can of 98% fat-free or better cream of mushroom soup, 1 can of 98% fat-free or better cream of chicken soup, 1 tablespoon ghee butter, 1 envelope of Lipton onion soup mix. And this is a category 1 plus 2 plus condiment. So the 2 is the miracle rice, or it would be like Lindsay used, the riced cauliflower. That would be your category 2 fibrous carb. Your chicken is your category 1, and these other things are your condiment. Okay. And look, there's all kinds of little notes and questions. And if you're not much of a chef like me, I am not. If you're not much of a chef, reading this stuff down here will actually help you a lot. So go ahead and read those. And this must be around a while because look at all those comments. Let's see when it was added. Yeah, back in 2016. So that one has been around a little while. All right, so let's have a look. The lollipops are just like a food instead of a recipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the food. Actually, I'm going to click on void replacements, Angelia, and I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to see if lollipops is in the listing. It's not listed as just lollipop, but I feel like it's not listed there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the food library and I'm going to type in lollipop. Now, I don't know how they spell lollipop. So I'm just going to put LOLL because you got to have those letters. And there we go. The sugar-free Candy Creek lollipop. I'm going to heart them because I do like them. They're good. And they can find them in our store and you can find them on Amazon. These are considered an extra. You could do up to 3 in a day as an extra. So that's a pretty good number for a little extra throughout the day. And I'm going to add right here that I can find them in all Shibboleth stores because this is member entered data down here and I like to add things when I can. Okay. But let's look at dessert. Okay, let's see. Question about the recipe library. I bought a lifetime membership, but I'd love to try to restrict my eating to those only in the fast track recipe library. Is there a way to find just those? Yes. Yes, there is. That's a great question. Okay, so what we're going to do for the fast track is just go to the fast track page. When you go to the fast track page, you click on recipes right underneath there. That should take you to just the fast track ones. Well, it doesn't. But here's the thing. What I would do, Lindsay, now, yeah, what I would do, Lindsay, if I were you, is we're in the recipe library. I would click on filters. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do what I would do. Click on filters. I would take that down to -3 meals only and see what it brings up. And then that's the recipes that I would use for Fast Track. Now you've got 149 entries, what takes it from like, I don't know how many thousands. Yeah, so that's the way I would do that. And then, okay, so this is really awesome, Lindsay. We did that. I went into the recipe library. All of these are -3. But then if you want to search just this list that you created, this list is searchable. So if I just wanted to see what chicken recipes were available, I type chicken in this search bar and it will search just this list, and then it will generate. It should. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe it did already. Yeah. Okay. So chicken is in all the names of these. So it generated this little list here, and there's 41 entries. And now you can look at just the chicken recipes there, and they would all be -3s. Awesome. Thank you for giving me a question, Lindsay, that I needed to think through, because I love those kind of questions. I really, really do. Okay. So let's look at desserts. Okay. So Debbie, what I'm doing is I'm clicking right here where it says types. I'm clicking on desserts right there. She's studious. I love studious. Okay, so we're in the desserts now. Well, and sometimes with the desserts, you're not going to find a ton of desserts in the negative numbers. So you just kind of have to be aware of that. And honestly, if you're thinking about desserts, most of the time, if you're eating a dessert, it's going to be eaten like as a snack or something. Or what I like to do is like to make it when people are coming over, and then everybody eats what I made, and then I can also eat it too. So I'm not going to set my weight loss meter on these desserts because it would really just take down the list, I think, too small. And so what I'm going to do is kind of scroll through here, and look, we got a healthy brownie. We got bread pudding. I'm going to click on bread pudding. Okay, so there's a cheesecake recipe I plan to try this weekend. I think it's just listed as cheesecake. Okay, we'll look for that. This bread pudding is absolutely delicious. My friend Jan made this for us when we were at the beach. We had a bunch of Shibboleth people at the beach, and she made this. It was so good. So you take 5 slices of dry category 2 bread torn into little bits, little pieces, a cup of water, 1 serving of vanilla protein powder with less than 5 grams of carbs. It gives you an example there. I bet Beverly Ump also works, but 2 tablespoons of ghee butter. In fact, I think she used Beverly Ump. 2 tablespoons of ghee butter, half a cup of sugar substitute, half a cup of Walden Farms calorie-free pancake syrup, 3/4 of a cup of egg whites, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 0 calorie cooking spray. Well, there's your directions. And then a serving size is 1/4 of the recipe. So the recipe makes 4, and it's 1/4 of the recipe. That's actually a pretty nice size serving. And I think we even got more out of that. And look what Kim writes right here, that this can actually be a snack or a category 1+2 meal. Oh, amen. Let's just make this for, oh my goodness, this can be a meal. I got real excited about that. Okay, did I add it to my grocery list? I think so. I think I might like to eat this for a meal. Anybody else get excited like that over desserts? Well, Debbie probably does, because she said, look up desserts, girl. All right, so let's just click on desserts again. What type of dessert? Deb says, yeah. Debbie, do you have a favorite type of dessert? Is it brownies? Is it cookies? Is it cakes? Is it, what's your thing? Chocolate? All of the above. Okay, then you'll just have fun looking in the desserts category. So let's go back to desserts. See if we can find us one more dessert, and we'll look up that cheesecake, and then we'll look at our grocery list. Isn't this fun? Who thinks this is fun? I know I do. Deborah said taco salad. Okay. Hey, Deborah, glad you're here. So with taco salad, what I do with taco salad is I just get a whole bunch of shredded lettuce. I brown my ground beef, season it up with taco seasoning, put some fat-free cheese on the top of it. And then if I want some little crunchies on there, I will use the Quest chips, break it up and put it on top of there. And it's really, really good. Oh, Angelia says peanut brittle. Okay. All right. So let's look for that cheesecake. I didn't even need to click on desserts, honestly, to get that. I should have just typed cheesecake in the search bar. Okay, so cheesecake. So 3 eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, 3 cups of fat-free Greek yogurt, 1 box of Jell-O sugar-free cheesecake pudding mix, and 6 packs of 0-calorie sugar. Sounds good to me. So it says counts as a meal replacement or a snack, and it's a -1 as a meal or a 0 as a snack. Hey, guess what? We're going to be eating desserts as meals. I like it. I'm gonna give a little heart to that one and add that to my grocery list. Oh, how fun is that? Desserts on your new plan. That's awesome. Lindsay says, come visit Maryland and I'll share. Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love to come to Maryland. Okay, peanut brittle. Now, if I'm looking up peanut brittle in the recipe library, but if you wanted to see if there was any peanut brittle just approved that you could purchase from the store, you simply go to the food library for that. Okay. We got low carb peanut brittle. It's a +1 on the weight loss meter. 31 people have taken the time to like it. Looks like peanut brittle. Okay, 1 cup of peanuts, ½ cup of granulated erythritol, xylitol. I use that every morning in my hot tea. I love xylitol. But okay, I have a thing. I use xylitol in the mornings in my hot tea. For lunch, when I drink unsweet tea at restaurants, I use this. This is a Now real food organic monk fruit 0-calorie liquid sweetener. So I use that when I do unsweet tea out at restaurants, but I do my xylitol in the mornings. I don't know why, but I just do. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of ghee butter. That sounds great. And my father-in-law, okay, let's see, there's a note. I wanted this so bad. No matter where I turned the temperature to, the smoke was terrible. I never got the mixture to boil. I'm sad. Okay, so we've got a tip right here. And you know what this tip prepares me for? This tip prepares me for this may not come out like I want it to. So just go into it thinking that. And if it comes out, great. If it doesn't, Kathy told you ahead of time. But I am going to go ahead and mark that as a favorite and put that in my grocery list. My father-in-law makes the best peanut brittle at Christmas each year. And so I might could get him to do this because he definitely would. Definitely would. Okay. Did y'all have fun tonight looking at all that stuff? I hope you did. The recipe library is meant to be explored, so y'all explore it. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to Fast Track. I'm just clicking off on all my little things here. And I save shortcuts to everything, y'all. I don't like my life to be any more complicated with multiple clicks. So I save things. Okay, so we have added recipes to the grocery list. I'm going to click that. We have familiarized ourselves with the recipe library. I'm going to click that. Now, I would not suggest that y'all just click that off because you watched me do it. I would only click that off when I'd physically done it myself, because watching and physically doing are 2 different things. The physically doing it yourself is what really helps you learn it. Okay, check out your created grocery lists. Each grocery list can be customized before going shopping. When a full recipe is added to the grocery list, because remember that happens with just the click of the button in the recipe, it adds every item needed, but you may already have some staples at home. when you look at your grocery list, you can edit the items you do not need to purchase at the store. And notice how each item in the grocery list is listed by category. Isn't that amazing? To me, that is just another level of learning that Shibboleth provides, because in the beginning, it does take like, well, what is this category again? Until you get it down, and you will. So I created this Publix grocery list. I'm going to click there, and you can always go in and update any grocery list any week. Okay, so everything is listed by category. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to scan and see, okay, I need everything in category 1. I need everything in category 2, category 3. Yep. Oh, see, now they see how this says egg and this says whole eggs. Okay, maybe I leave egg for getting some egg whites. Maybe I leave whole eggs for getting some whole eggs, or, that kind of thing. But if I really just wanted to take one of those off, I could. I'm gonna leave them both there. Okay, I need to get some peanuts. Okay, see, Heinz reduced sugar tomato ketchup. See, I probably already have ketchup in the fridge, and I don't need that messing. I don't need that cluttering up my grocery list. So I can just remove it by hitting that minus button. Okay, I probably do need to get some Hidden Valley Ranch, the pancake syrup, Worcestershire sauce. I probably have that at home in my refrigerator. And I'm just really playing right here, y'all. Truvia brown sugar blend. Okay, I need to get that. Chicken broth, fat-free soup. Okay, I need all that. All right, xylitol. Well, in my house, I'd already have that, but most people don't. So I'm going to leave that on there. Pam cooking spray. Yep, I've already got my 0-calorie cooking spray at home. But I'd leave it on there if I was getting low. I always leave water on my list because I always need to get my water there. All right, vanilla extract. A lot of us have that already at home, so I'm going to remove that. Okay, I'm going to leave those. And then garlic powder. Most of the time, I've got all this stuff at home too. Garlic powder, let's just remove that. And y'all can see I'm just customizing this. But look right here in spices and seasonings. See how it listed out ground black pepper and then kosher salt and salt and pepper. The reason is when these recipes get entered, members can enter them themselves and choose the products that they're using. So that's why they come up like that. So if you've read the recipe and you specifically think kosher salt is important, then you could do that. But otherwise, I would probably just take both those off and just leave salt and pepper right there. And I probably have that at home. I would only leave that there if I was getting low. Okay, cooking oils and healthy fat. See how it has ghee clarified butter and ghee butter? It's the same thing. It's just that it's in the food library listed like that twice. So I'm just going to remove that one. Oh my goodness, new feature. Brand new feature. I am so excited. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. Look right here. The recipes that you put into your grocery list are all listed right here. This was a request made by my friend Rhonda Delaney. So yay! Development has been busy. Okay, that's awesome. This way you remember why you're buying those things, because if you throw those things into the grocery list, you might forget what recipe it went with it. Yes, Deb, isn't that awesome? We have found 2 new things tonight. That's amazing. Cool. I'm excited. Okay, so let's say that you want to print this grocery list. You can just click the print button and print it. Take your little pen and check those things off as you are in the grocery store. So let's say that you think, oh my goodness, I need to add something to the grocery list. Let's click that green button. It takes you to the food library. You search for the item, you add it to the list. So that's how you can kind of customize there in the end. But let me just show you on my phone the way I do it, because I try to print as little. I know, Deb, it is, people will forget, like, why did I throw that in my grocery list? But having the recipes at the bottom, that's awesome. Okay. But what I do is I don't like a lot of paper. I want everything to be on here. And so I have a shortcut to the grocery list on my phone. So I'm telling y'all, I shortcut everything. So this is my Shibboleth folder. I go all the way over there. I know it's there. I'm going to click on that tab. Our shortcuts come as little black squares. I don't know why. But anyway, see how it says my grocery lists? And see how the top one says Publix? That's the one we're looking at on the computer screen. If I click right there, I am now at my grocery list. And while I am in the grocery list, I can just check these things off as I as I put them in my buggy. I mean, I love to knock those things off. I want my list to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And so all you do, just like we were doing on those others, is you press the minus button and then you remove it, and it removes it from your grocery list. So that is fabulous. I love that feature. Okay, so let's see. Angelia, please pray for the Chase family. The father died yesterday from COVID. He has 3 kids between the ages of 10 and 18. His widow is very sickly, and I don't know how they will make it now, but God can. The children are devastated. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you that Angelia thinks enough of the Chase family to ask for prayer for them. And Lord, this devastating virus has come and devastated a lot of families, Lord. But I pray, Lord Jesus, that you will provide for this mom and these 3 children. Let them know that you are their father. You are their father, and just give them that comfort. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. We're going to go ahead and hop off of here, but I hope to see you tomorrow morning on the Shibby Show, which is on Facebook around 7:30, 7:40-ish on the Shibboleth public page. And then we'll be back here on Zoom tomorrow night at 7:30. We're going to go over void replacements so that you don't miss out on all your favorites, freebies, extras, and snacks, and meal replacements. So we're going to go over all of that tomorrow night. And I don't know, felt like I was going to say something else, but I guess not. If you do not have a membership yet, please get that at myshibboleth.com. I am really hoping that you liked what you saw and you heard tonight. And if you don't have a membership, that you go ahead and get one. It's only $65, and all of that you've seen is worth way more than that. Debbie, where on Facebook can I look up the daily podcast I missed? Now, are you talking about not the Shibby Show? You're talking about Travis's podcast? Is that what you're talking about, Travis's podcast, or my Shibby Show? Mine. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you where to go. So I'm going to right here in my journal. You're welcome, Ray. You're welcome. In the journal, it's right there. I put it right there. But Debbie, if you aren't seeing this in your journal yet, that means that you have a backup of journal videos that need to be watched. And once you watch them, I should show up here daily. I'm going to go ahead and click yes that I've watched that, and it'll move it to the next video. Now I've watched them all, so mine says yes right there, and I know that I don't have any more to watch. But there is, if you're not ready to watch all of those videos yet, they're usually short, 20 minutes or so most of the time. If you're not ready to watch all those yet, you can find that you go into the videos. When you go into the videos, you can scroll. Oh, you got to be in the silver level group for that. And I'm going to give you yet another way in just a second, Debbie. So I'm in the silver level group. See all these topics on the left-hand side? If you scroll all the way down to journal videos, you will be able to see every journal video, every Shibby Show I have done for the past 2 years. They're all right there in journal videos. But if you want to see it on Facebook, let's go there. And what I do with it, Debbie, each day, I'm going to the public page. I try to pin it to the top of the page each day. So you should be able to find it right there at the top of the page. If for some reason it's not there, you can scroll on down a little bit. But if you click on this videos tab right here, I even put them in a little playlist called The Shibby Show. They're in there too. So lots of different places to find Debbie on there. I hope that helped. Okay. Well, I hope y'all have a great night. I will either see you in the morning or tomorrow night, and y'all have a finish your day off perfect. And then I'll see you in the morning. Bye, everybody.